Good evening. Welcome to the Government News Brief. In the headlines, better water supply for Mabruma residents, new roads, bridges, and streetlights in several communities, new doctors graduate from the Green Heart Medical School, and University of Guyana students display their art pieces at the Umanayana. More when we return. Thanks for staying with us. Over 2,000 residents in Mabruma will benefit from an improved water supply. More in this Seneca Thorne report.
This comes as the Guyana Water Incorporated, GWI, partners with the Guyana Energy Agency, GEA, to provide potable water via the Husserl Waterfalls. Chief Executive Officer, GWI, Dr. Richard Van West Charles, explains that the Guyana Water Incorporated has constructed a reservoir in Mabruma. The Husserl Falls will then feed water into the reservoir for distribution to the community.
We worked with GEA in terms of, because GEA is going to use the falls also for energy. So we collaborated and they worked with us. So we are going to move some water from the falls into the reservoir and then gravity feed into the community.
An intake facility is being constructed and a transmission main to activate the new system installed. Dr. West Charles says additional wells will be dug to ensure full coverage.
The entire community around Mabruma, including the hospital. Yeah. And we do know, though, that we have to do some additional drilling of wells in the area.
A chlorination system will also be installed at Mabruma to ensure good water quality. This project is expected to be completed by the end of August 2017. The Husserl Falls in the Mabruma Sub-Region 1 is located along a sloping waterway which commences at another water holding area. Seneca Thorne for the Government News Brief.
Thanks, Seneca. Now, Delicia Haynes tells us that Perseverance Housing Scheme, where we had that recent successful housing expo on the east bank of Demerara, is to be a model for future housing schemes.
The Central Housing and Planning Authority's Chief Planning Officer, Jameen Stewart, says the Perseverance Scheme will be the model for others to follow.
This is where we have successfully hosted the housing exhibition, dubbed Housing Solutions 2017 and beyond. That planning scheme will address the issue of zoning within that area, the formulation of bylaws to guide homeowners and developers with respect to the altering and extending of properties within that. And we're using the Perseverance as a pilot, and with that we open to extend to other housing areas.
This is as part of many plans outlined by the CHNPA for the second half of 2017. Stewart says the agency is looking to build capacity and strengthen the functions of the planning authority.
To start off this process, we think what was key was to have more awareness. So in March 2017, we host the National Planning Forum, which was successfully completed. And a major output of this forum was the development of an action plan, how we can coordinate among other agencies and coordinate among the local authorities.
The need to have an enhanced planning system, which will better facilitate effective land use management, will see better working relationships with local authorities in the various regions. The recently hosted housing exposition serves as a model for community-based development in Guyana. For the Government News Brief, Delicia Haynes.
Thank you, Delicia. The national epidemic of road fatalities is on the decline, but the Traffic Department and its partners continue to plead for safe road usage. Gabriela Patram tells us how.
The Guyana Police Force Traffic Department statistics have revealed a 29.3% decrease in fatal accidents. Traffic Chief Dion Moore spoke with DPI Gina, highlighting some of the contributing factors which have led to the decrease.
We've recognized that there has been a decrease in fatal accidents. Yes, it was because of the collaborative effort between the Guyana Police Force and all of the stakeholders, coupled with the Operation Safety, which commenced since last year. We maximize the use of our breathalyzer and the radar gun We have patrols both by day and by night. By night we have specifically car patrolling along the corridors. Also we've enforced the warrant drives, which compels a person who has been issued with a warrant for a traffic infringement to pay that warrant.
The warrant drives is a weekly exercise of the traffic department which has been successful. However, the traffic chief points out that despite the decrease, much more needs to be done if Guyana is to achieve the UN's Decade of Action, which seeks to reduce road fatalities by 50% by the year 2020.
It is not close. The Decade of Action shows that by the year 2020 we should have a 50% reduction. However, it starts with the first step. If we start getting decreases, then there's a likelihood. It is very far-reaching, but we are trying our best to see how best we can minimize accidents and death on our roads. We will continue to enforce and educate the members of the public.
The Traffic Department's collaboration with the Guyana National Road Safety Council plays a critical role in educating the public about road safety. The countrywide White Night campaign and educational talks in schools are some of the many activities rolled out by the traffic chief and his team to curb road accidents and fatalities. For the Government News Brief, Gabriela Patram.
New roads, bridges, and streetlights in dozens of communities as the Ministry of Public Infrastructure continues its intense work nationwide. Zanil Williams has the update.
Minister Ferguson highlighted that some communities are now getting paved roads and streetlights for the first time ever.
We would have inherited many communities that have never seen asphalted roads before. You know, for years they have been crying out. Yes, while we cannot fix all the roads in one fiscal year, gradually we will get there, but we have to start at some point, right? So many roads in our city, you know, have been asphalted, you know, layover entirely, amongst every other things.
Minister Ferguson describes the completion of the previously troublesome Liliendal Bridge as one of the ministry's significant achievements for this year. The installation of streetlights, especially in Moruga Region 1, was another big first for the residents there.
We have a village in Essequibo in Region Number 2. You know, Dartmouth, the people there, they have been crying out for electricity because what happened previously is that even though you had lights being installed, street lights being installed, you know, certain areas, once you're perceived to be, you know, aligned to one political party, you suffer, you know. So, you know, we took it upon ourselves in this 2017 budget to ensure that Dartmouth benefit from street lights.
Other areas are set to benefit from similar infrastructure improvements. These include Quarantine and communities on the east coast of Demerara. So if you live in these areas, look out for the teams. There may be some traffic and other minor disruptions while they go about the upgrades. So please be patient as they work on improving your communities. Zanil Williams reporting for the Government News Brief.
The health sector has gotten another big boost with the addition of new doctors from the Green Heart Medical University. Tiffany Rodius was at their graduation and filed this report.
Be an example to the generations to come was the charge given to 15 graduating students from the Green Heart Medical University on Monday by Minister within the Ministry of Public Health, Dr. Karen Cummings.
Professionalism, high ethical standards, and compassion should forever remain the driving forces propelling you forward in your journey as competent medical practitioners, regardless of the specialty areas you will eventually choose. Always strive to convert the science and the art of being an exemplary doctor into a life-changing legacy for generations to come.
Opposition parliamentarian Dr. Frank Anthony says that despite studies being challenging, it is the end result that is important.
People say it's an art because you can have all the science that you know, all the knowledge, but it's how you relate to your patients and how you practice what you know that would make a big difference.
Valedictorian and best graduating Caribbean student Ijaz Hatim says he was motivated after one of his biggest supporters passed away.
It feels very overwhelming, and I'm very proud mostly because of my parents, because they are the true reason why I'm here. My grandmother, who died the year that I started medical school, and it was her wish that she wanted me to become a doctor. My father, who got sick, had to be forced into early retirement. So this is all for them. Right, the dedication, the hard work, the sleepless nights, the countless hours of studying and reading books that are not recommended for my level. Just because I don't want to be good, I want to be great.
The Greenheart Medical University, located in Georgetown, began its operations in 2005 to address the education need in health sciences in Guyana and the region. For the Government News Brief, Tiffany Rogers.
Art lovers are in for a treat as the University of Guyana students stage an exhibition, the first in many years, at the Humaniana Kingston. Delicia Haynes joins us again to tell us about the artworks on display.
More than 130 artwork pieces depicting 11 University of Guyana students' aspect of perception of the Renaissance are currently on display at the Humaniana. Lecturer and exhibition curator Philbert Gajadar explains that the 6-day event is part of the rebirth of the university's Division of Creative Arts.
What is important about this title is that the university has this renaissance going on within the university. The Division of Creative Arts is now bringing the renaissance out to the nation. That's why we have this exhibition. And we feel that in bringing out this exhibition to the nation, aspect of perception and the Renaissance, which we feel this nation really is in need of at this time, will kind of stimulate or motivate people to think otherwise.
Final and first-year students Alicia Garnett Williams and Alvina Norton explains the work being displayed.
Well, most of the medium and forms that I've used deals with women and how they connect to nature. So when you view the pieces, you would see a lot of floral forms which represent the beauty and the delicacy of a woman. And I did like mixed medium sculpture, paintings and textile, which all bring forward that theme.
Renaissance is a revival or a rebirth, the meaning of it. And usually the colors that I work with are dark hues, as in blacks and navy blues and cool colors. However, when I thought about this exhibition, I felt like I needed to work with lighter, freer colors.
The university's Division of Creative Arts Aspect of Perception exhibition was first held in 1991 and last held in 2011. The exhibition concludes on Saturday, June 24. For the Government News Brief, Delicia Haynes.
And finally, we've had some respite from the rains today, and this evening, cloudy skies will continue throughout Guyana with scattered to occasional showers and isolated thunder showers. Advisories are in effect for rough seas in open water. High tide at the Demerara Bar is at 1 in the morning and at a height of about 3 meters, and low tide is around 7:30, also in the morning. The above normal tide warning is in effect. If you're living in coastal, low-lying and riverine areas, please take the necessary precautions against possible flooding. Thanks for watching. Visit gina.gov.gy for more news and information 24/7. We're also on Facebook and YouTube, and the links are on the screen. And look out for a new look coming soon. Do remember to join us tomorrow. Goodbye.